I'm Kate.
And I'm Ebong.
And today we are dishing with you from Founding Farmers, located at 1924 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest.
And our guest today is Chef Teddy Folkman, man about town.
That's what they say.
So tell us about, you said you have multiple places. Tell us about the places you have in D.C.
Well, my baby is Granville Moore's Gastropub in Northeast. We specialize in mussels and fries. We were put on the map about 2 years ago when I did a throwdown against Bobby Flay from the Food Network.
I saw that.
It's kind of fun. I'm also consulting with the kitchen over at the 8th Street Country Club, as well as working currently at the Capitol Lounge in Southeast DC as their executive chef, and putting our own little twist in that place, kind of jazzing it up a little bit. Everybody who's goes there, they've grown up a little bit. Now it's time for us to grow up a little bit too. So get a little more serious.
Everybody wants you to be a part of their restaurant right now because you are like the hot chef for many reasons. Maybe because you threw down with him a little while ago, but also because you're on the Next Food Network star. Like, what is the show called? The Next Food Network Star.
Yes.
I'm obsessed.
So I'm not allowed to ask you if you are the Next Food Network star, although the simple fact that you're on the show means that you are a Food Network star.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
But can you tell us about the experience of being on that show?
Oh my God, the experience is just, it's mind-blowing. I mean, you're here, like, a lot of us all have our favorite people that we'd want to meet. Celebrities, sports people, journalists, whoever it might be. I'd like chefs. And to be in the same room, in the same company with people like Ina Garten and Bobby Flay and Alton Brown and Ted Allen and Morimoto, and it was just like a kid in a candy store. I mean, when I got on that first episode, I was like, I'm done. This is cool. You can send me home now. I'm a pretty happy guy.
They can't send you home now because we want to see you all the way until the end.
All the way until the end.
All the way until the end.
Got that.
Well, what are the challenges like? Do they like? Is it exactly like what we see on TV, or is it a little bit like more frenzied?
It is. They do a very good job of trying to pick what's on TV about what actually happened. But of course, we all know that 95% of what happens gets on the cutting room floor. But the challenges are definitely intense. We don't know anything about them. We don't know where we're going to be, who we're going to be cooking for, what we're going to be cooking with. They range from everything in a challenge to be cooking on a little tiny stove that you find in your house to an enormous, the Food Network test kitchen of all cool places. And each episode is a different star that you get to meet, a different personality, a different icon. So it's very, very amazing. I mean, it's amazing.
So you've never cooked on a Bunsen burner before?
Yes, I have actually. I actually catered a wedding for 150 people with just a Crescor, which is one of those hot boxes, and a bunch of sternos because everything was supposed to be cooked beforehand. Didn't really have that done for some reason, and when all the food got there, it was raw. So, as a chef, one of the biggest qualities you can have is adapting and being able to improvise. So that really helped out in the show.
What is your favorite type of cuisine?
Oh gosh, bar food.
Which is why you're working in Cat Lounge.
I love gourmet bar food. I mean, everything that we can approach, jalapeno poppers, that sort of stuff, but done really well. Great ingredients, perfectly executed. Instead of stuffing them with your cream cheese, stuff them with some goat cheese, try a little something different with the dipping sauce. But make food that everybody's approachable and happy eating, just take it to that next level.
When you threw down with Bobby Flay, you did something with your mussels that was very different than
I became the mussel whisperer, actually. I talked to them. I asked them. I prepared them in a way that's very untraditional. I'm not exactly the most traditional of people, although I am traditionally and classically trained. So I did it. People don't usually mix cheese with seafood. It's just one of those facts. But I found a great farmer that had some amazing blue cheese, bacon, shallots, white wine, lemon juice. It all happened one day when I was eating a hamburger at a pub right down the street from me, and it had blue cheese on it and bacon, and I was drinking a Belgian white beer with a lemon, and I was like, wow, lemon, blue cheese, bacon, mussels.
That's kind of how the Reese's Pieces started, right? Exactly. Peanut butter, chocolate.
Put it together.
But we're going to be more successful than Reese's Pieces, so, well, we're almost there.
So you're going to need to get on ET. Not Entertainment Tonight, already on the Food Network.
I actually prefer Alf. I liked him a lot better than E.T. I think he had a lot more, presence on stage.
I liked Alf too.
What's your food background? I know you said you were classically trained, but what would be your, besides bar food, what was your initial
my initial experience really cooking full-time professionally was at the Reef in Adams Morgan as a commis, which is a line cook trainee. And 2 days a week, instead of going to culinary school, I went to train at Passions Heat Place in Adams Morgan.
Wow.
So I was extremely fortunate enough to work with still to this day, two of my favorite people, Ann Cashin and John Matalatis. As a matter of fact, Ann Cashin was the person who was responsible for the 8th Street Country Club's menu, and I got to sit with her, sit in on developing the menu and the recipes and that. So it was like almost a beautiful full circle thing. I really can't say full circle because she's so way up there, but definitely just a wonderful experience to be able to work with her again.
So what do you think about the DC cuisine scene right now?
DC cuisine scene is getting hot.
Yeah.
I mean, New York has always been around, LA, those type places, but DC is really finding its own niche, niche, whatever you want to say. We're definitely starting to become a really solid beer town. There's some great beer places. Belgian food is huge in this area, Brasserie Beck and Belga and Marvin.
Right.
So it's really hard to identify specifically exactly what the food scene is in DC. All I know is that it's definitely up and coming. It's definitely competing with the big cities like New York and Philly. And I hope to one day see that all surpass and DC become not only the nation's capital, but the nation's capital of food.
That's right. Well, I want to ask you, quickly tell us about some of the work that you're doing with high schoolers, because I know you're doing some really great work, mentoring some youth, and I think that's fantastic. Well,
I mean, I'm a firm believer in teaching everything that you know in order to make people be able to learn it and then hopefully take it to that next level or do it just as good or better than you. So I currently volunteer with an organization called Brain Food for about 8 years now. We take inner city kids, teach them vocational skill cooking. Also some peer counseling is involved, and putting them into a situation where they have the ability after they go through the program, and they can start a job as a line cook, a prep cook, or that sort of stuff. Gives them a chance to think about something else as a career. Some people are going to go to college, some people are going to follow in family footsteps, but hey, cooking's not a bad way to go either. So
certainly not.
And other than jalapeno poppers, what's your favorite bar food?
My favorite bar food has to be chicken wings.
Is that your specialty?
No, my specialty is frites, fries.
Okay.
So I do twice fried Belgian frite. I do a different style at Capitol Lounge, a little thinner, different herbs, but definitely just as good.
Well, you're
my mouth is watering. All of our mouths are watering. We hope yours is too. Thanks for joining us on this episode of The District Dish. And just like we scream at the Nationals games, let Teddy win.
Teddy win.
Thanks for joining us.